Heritage Audio has made their own plugin emulation of the Echoplex tape delay called, not so subtly, the Tapoplex. Here's the Mark IV of the Echoplex, image is courtesy of Reverb.com. And here's the Tapoplex, the visual similarity is very clear. Now fortunately Heritage Audio didn't go for a one-on-one emulation. Tapoplex is adjusted to make sense as a plugin in a DAW, but a few things could have been done differently, we'll get to that. Heritage Audio also claims that this is the best sounding tape delay plugin available today. That's ballsy. I'm not sure of that, I haven't heard them all. But the sound of Tapoplex is without doubt very vibey and full of character, and it does the tape delay sound very well, as you can hear throughout this video. Tapoplex is set up as a strictly dual mono channel delay when you use it in stereo. One delay is for the left channel, the other is for the right channel. These two channels can be linked, this gives you basically a mono delay output. Or you can change the timings individually by changing the sliders. Increasing the number of repeats will get you into self-oscillation, and this is always one of the fun parts when working with a tape delay. There are ways to, let's say, increase the grime on the tape delay sound. Let me show you on drums. Changing echo volume brings up the delays. This one serves as your dry-wet control. Flipping this switch gives you the choice between insert or send effect. When set to send, it will only play back the delays. That's ideal when you want to use Tapoplex as auxiliary effect, or, like now, when you only want to hear the delays. For that grime, first you have the choice between mic or instrument input. This will basically change how much you drive. But the big one is the recording level. Turn it up to drive a lot more into tape delay saturation. And there's the wear dial. This does all sorts of things like adding noise and widen the stereo, but most of all, it makes it sound like older, worn tape. When you use this on different instruments, this worn amount can sound massively more grimy and broken. And while we're at it, let's play around with some tape delay self-oscillation. Now, if you like this breakdown so far, please make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. This video is made possible by DistroKid, the best choice for musicians looking to get your music onto streaming platforms like Tidal and Apple Music. It's fast, easy to use and affordable. Plus, with DistroKid you'll keep 100% of the royalties you earn and get unlimited uploads. Starting at $2 a month, it's way worth it, and you can get 7% extra off by using the link in the description. When we go back to that grimy sound of Tapoplex, this is an excellent way to have, for instance, delay on a vocal for a short slapback or more repeats, and get the delay sound out of the way of the lead vocal and overall mix.
Time keeps on moving way too fast. It makes me want you, oh so bad. I keep our memories locked away. When someone gets too close, I hesitate. Why does it hurt? 'Cause it was just one night. You held my hand and then we said goodbye. To hold on to that picture in my mind. You, me, maybe it was meant to be. 'Cause I can't stop, I always remember.
Now, when you use Tapoplex in its stereo mode, I do miss certain functions. First of all, there's no ping-pong delay option. Secondly, the delay channels don't have individual level controls. If you take for instance this delay, the left channel will appear louder simply because it starts earlier. When you set it up as send effect, you can use the balance dial of the auxiliary channel to change that. Also, as stereo auxiliary, you can make the stereo image smaller, because that is also a thing you cannot do in the plugin. This last setup is also handy when you want to use both delays in a mono fashion. Because when you use the plugin on a mono channel, you get only one delay instead of both. I did notice something when rendering the audio. The plugin delay compensation in this current version is bugged again. You can see it here. It pulls the audio forward instead of being at the right position. Now, since I seem to encounter this in Cubase a lot more these days, I double checked in Logic and yes, it happens there as well. This bugged offset is around 59 samples, which equals the latency of the plugin itself. This would equal 1.2 milliseconds at 48 kHz. Speaking about latency, the timing of the delays also is ever so slightly off with about 80 samples. That's around 1.5 milliseconds at 48 kHz. Now, the pricing. When you own a Heritage Audio i73 Pro interface like this one, you get it for free. Otherwise, it's 99 euros, which feels a bit steep in this current plugin landscape, but the sound is there. And as always, just make sure to download the plugin and test it yourself to find out if it fits in your audio toolshed.